Let's take a look at stories making headlines tonight. National Police Service issues a warning to protesters planning to occupy JKIA, deeming it a protected area that shall unconditionally be protected in line with the law. Parliament set to resume session with Finance Bill, supplementary budget, vetting of CSS and commissioning of IEBC commissioners as key agendas. Scared of darkness, Kenyatta University students living in Kenyatta Market area decry of increased robbery from the onset of dusk. And from profession to passion, in our special feature tonight, we bring you a story of Joyce Musyoka, who quitted her insurance job to venture in natural oil production.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Anyango, Sylvia.
That's right, and our sign language interpreter tonight is Sami Okelo. Remember, this broadcast is also live on YouTube at KUTVNEWS Kenya, and you can send us your feedback, engage with us on X at KUTV_Kenya at Anyango Sylvia KE. We begin. Now, the National Police Service has issued a directive in line with tomorrow's planned protest. In a statement released in their X space, NPS stated that all protected areas, including the Kenya Airport Authority, shall be protected according to the Constitution. NPS, however, advised that all passengers set to be traveling tomorrow should show up early to ensure they fly before the protests escalate. The police report is as a result of the planned anti-government protest scheduled for tomorrow that entails invasion of JKIA by Gen Z, who continue to air their disappointment with the ruling party.
Kenya is at a risk of collapsing with the ongoing protests continuing to escalate amidst President Ruto making several changes in his cabinet, rejecting the finance bill and reforming the police service, just to mention but a few. The differences between President William Ruto and Gen Z's has now taken a month to come up with a way forward on which direction Kenya should take. Protests started as a result of asserting the finance bill into law, where Generation Z turned up in the streets calling on the government to reject the bill. Ruto went forward and rejected the bill. However, this was done so after pressure piled up on members of parliament who had to run for their lives after Gen Z invaded parliament. The protest did not stop there, with demonstrators calling on President Ruto to make changes in his government. The demonstration seemed to take a different trajectory when looters invaded the ongoing protest, causing loss and destruction of properties, something that has been highly condemned by leaders. The protests have so far taken lives of about 50 people who succumbed due to police brutality. In the streets of Nairobi, the protests have seen police being forced to use force to disperse the hundreds of Gen Zs who continue to come forward calling on the government to step down. President William Ruto has tried to engage with Gen Z through X space. However, his interest to convince the Gen Z hit a dead end. The head of state went forward to invite the opposition for a dialogue. However, the opposition seemed to split sides after Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka stated that he will not be part of the dialogue, with Roots party leader George Wajakoya also hinting that he received proposals from the government to take a position in the cabinet, which he highly restricted, and also stating that he will not be part of the dialogue. Eugene Wamalwa, Jeremiah Kioni also distanced themselves from the dialogue. President Ruto has now issued a warning to Generation Z, calling on them to stop the demonstrations being experienced in Kenya, warning to use force to deal with the protesters. In his remarks, Ruto repeatedly stated that enough is enough.
Walisema tusipitishe finance bill. Mimi nimewacha finance bill. Nikawaita wakanasema hawataki kuja kuzungumza na mimi. Wakaniambia niende huko kwa X. Mimi nikaenda kwa X. Wakatoroka huko hawakukuweko. Wakaniambia tuitishe mazungumzo. Nimeitisha mazungumzo, wamekataa. Nimewaambia wanaendelea kusema wao ni faceless, wao ni formless, sijui wako nini. The country is much more important than any group of people. Enough is enough. Ama mnasemaje? Si imetosha hii maneno?
According to the head of state, who was bitter with his words, he requested the Gen Z to present their planned past protest, for their issues have been addressed and still they continue to protest. Gen Z were quick to respond after Ruto's sentiments, where they stated that they continue to see disappointment in him for one, not doing away with all the CSs after he reintroduced some of them in the new cabinet. The ongoing protests are said to continue for the next week, with a series of events expected to happen, including invasion of JKIA, which is expected to happen on July 23rd. The National Police Service has issued a warning barring protesters from invading JKIA, stating that anyone who will be seen around the restricted areas will face the full force of law. Edward Nyamo, KUTV.
Parliament has resumed its sitting after a 3-week recess, and top on the table are 11 cabinet secretary nominees who await confirmation by the August House after nomination by the President, as well as the constitution of the IEBC selection panel in line with the IEBC bill signed by Ruto earlier this month. Finance Bill 2024 is also set to make a return, as after President Ruto declined to sign the bill, members of Parliament are now expected to vote on whether the bill will be overhauled or not. And Kenyatta University students, sorry for that, we are moving on to a story where Murang'a County government has been urged to enhance infrastructure to address the challenges of rapid urbanization and population growth. The National Council of Population Development, NCPD, Director Lucy Kimondo emphasized the importance of strategic urban planning during the population policy launch, citing underlying issues like landslides and gender-based violence.
Speaking during the launching of population policy in a Murang'a hotel, the Director for Public Education and Advocacy, Ms. Lucy Kimondo, accompanied by Apostle James Gethaiga, Chairman EAK, and James Kimunye, Director, National Council of Population Development, NCPD, noted that for the past few years, some major urban centers in the county have experienced an influx of people from rural areas. She lauded some of the projects being implemented by Murang'a County administration, such as the Smart City project, saying the upgrade will go a long way to ensure dwellers of urban centers access better services.
We discussed about the concrete jungle as we urbanize. And if you look, the agricultural land is being swallowed. And not so much in Murang'a, but in the bedroom of Nairobi. That is the counties surrounding Nairobi. You will find that a lot of urbanization is coming up.
The director further addressed other issues affecting the population in the county, more importantly, the increased cases of gender-based violence and teenage pregnancies.
The biggest issue with gender-based violence is the way we report it. Women usually report when they are abused or they are violated, but the men, they never. Very few men report. You can look at the data, you can analyze it, but we tend to get more information from women than from men.
On his part, Apostle James urged the county government to do proper planning of the urban towns for proper management of waste, water, and sanitization.
Planning, our government, our county government needs to do proper planning of our county, particularly the urban towns, so that we can have proper development and management of maybe waste, water, sanitation.
Adding to this, James Kimunye claimed that the Murang'a County Council would advise the national government on how to deal with the county dynamics using information gathered from the people.
So the council identifies the critical issues of that particular council and addresses them. And of course, our data is basically advisory, so that the national government knows what to do with the information we pick from the ground.
Ernest Karani, KUTV.
In Migori County, residents have been urged to adhere to waste disposal procedures in order to support environmental conservation. Responding to business owners' complaints about delayed waste collection, County official Caleb Opondi hinted of plans in place for better waste management as they aim to partner with recycling organizations to promote economic sustainability.
In a bid to boost environmental conservation, Mabera and Sebania towns residents have been urged to adhere to proper waste disposal practices. This plea came during an address by Caleb Opondi from the Department of Environment, as he pointed fingers at residents for neglecting waste disposal protocols, resulting in hazardous conditions for both people and animals.
Those who take the solid wastes to these temporary holding sites, they put them on the ground instead of putting them in the skips. And therefore, when they are put on the ground, dogs come around and spread them even to the roads. Different animals come, spread these wastes into the roads, and therefore members of the public eventually complain.
Meanwhile, the business community, mainly small-scale eateries, have expressed their frustration and called on the county government to swiftly establish solid waste management collection points as they propose a regular waste collection schedule.
Kitu kinachokufa umbu ikufe paka ikufe wanakuja wanarusha hapa. Na hapa kando hivi kuna mahoteli, kuna maduka. Hizi zimezidi. Tuko kwa shida. Tungepata sehemu nyingine pia ya kutupa hii takataka ama mtusaidie na containers. Containers zikizunguka ndani ya soko tunatupa hii takataka.
Tunaomba ingewezekana kila wiki tuwe tunatolewa takataka kwa sababu tuko karibu na chakula mahali tunapigia.
On his part, Mabera Market head Makemba Samuel admitted that delays in garbage collection had led to unsightly and unhealthy waste piles, calling upon the county to place bins in strategic market locations and hire more workers for waste disposal tasks. In regards to the residents' complaints, Opondi, however, has reaffirmed plans aimed at curbing environmental degradation and promoting sustainability.
Tuko tunaomba serikali kupitia kwa hii ofisi ya environment waweze kutuongeza wafanyikazi angalau waweze kufagia kila sehemu.
This current financial year, we are going to buy another skip loader, which we shall be receiving very soon. We are also engaging many partners so that the solid wastes can be turned into value.
Migori County's push for better waste management marks a crucial step towards safeguarding health and ensuring a clean, sustainable environment. Doris Chalo, KUTV.
Now, coming back here at home, Kenyatta University students have expressed their concerns over increased incidents of mugging and attack during the night around the Kenyatta Market area, which is behind the university. According to residents, some of those perpetrating the violence are former students who have sunk into unemployment and drug abuse that has turned them into nighttime criminals.
Kenyatta University, an enormous institution by all standards. Thousands flock this institution in search of light and knowledge. Some of them are lucky to secure accommodation within campus. However, the remaining lot, who are the majority, seek a roof in the settlement behind the university called KM. For KU students, KM is a haven of nightlife, but it's also a crucial shopping center due to its proximity. However, of late the oasis has been turned to hell. A den of robbers come out at nightfall and wreak havoc on young and naive students. Samuel Odhiambo is a victim of violent robbery. He tells us how, together with his friend, they were roughed up, robbed a mobile phone, and aggressively injured.
In that process of me talking to him to give me the phone back so that I could take it back to the owner, he lured me into this corner here where it was dark at that time. So in that corner he called for his reinforcement, some of his friends who are playing in a pool here, and that's where now the major incidents took place, where I also got hit on the head. I actually don't know by what specifically I was hit.
Samuel bears the fresh wounds of battery on his head, a stark mark of how dangerous the streets have become for KU students.
The fact that I was beaten, I got hit, came out of that aggressiveness. The fact that I was now fighting to defend myself. But I think normally they could steal from you, harass you, and maybe beat you up if you are aggressive. If you are weak, not aggressive, you easily give up your phone or maybe your belongings, and then they go away.
I have a friend who was telling me he just let us sleep in the house, and then waking up the next day in the morning, he found all his properties, laptop, phones, and everything else stolen, even though he had locked the door. So he didn't kind of understand what actually transpired.
Residents confined to us that the night gangs are a fusion between residents of KM and outsiders.
KM is a hotbed of insecurity. When it comes to, in fact, right now, as we are right now, the more there is no student, there is no jobs, so insecurity is on a higher status.
Students opine that the matter of insecurity ought to be treated with urgency and relevant measures taken.
The first thing is installing security lights, that is one. And number two, we should ensure that the business premises around here, we have enough security personnel, like the security, the police officers, and so on, so to ensure that in case there is a suspect of crime and so on, they can easily be taken care of.
Prior to this report, we reached out to the officer in charge of security at Kenyatta University for an interview. However, the director declined the offer, but stated the following, as I quote, "The issue of insecurity has been there, but the university can only protect its own within its jurisdiction." End of quote.
On this side is the highly revered Kenyatta University main campus, but the moment you cross this railway line onto the other side, you enter a territory of terror and tension. Once darkness sets in, students here live in fear of being mugged or even injured, as it happened to Samuel. Insecurity is on its rise. Munene Weru, KUTV.
The Iripga Women Group of educated professionals from the Rift Valley is leading a transformative battle against teenage pregnancy and gender-based violence in Bungoma County. Through education mentorship and advocacy, these dedicated professionals are empowering young girls by demystifying harmful practices that are a major challenge to their well-being in a bid to create a safer and more inclusive future for the community.
The Deputy Governor of Bungoma highlighted the region's high gender-based violence rates of 23% compared to the national average of 13%. From 2016 to 2023, Bungoma has recorded 9,089 gender-based violence cases among girls aged 10 to 17 years. Additionally, in the same period, HIV infections among girls aged 10 to 24 years has reached 1,679, with 508 related deaths. Led by Dorobo Ngania, the group is focusing in educating young girls and distributing sanitary towels.
Tumeletea wasichana sanitary towels. Tumewaletea pia lunch ili tukiweza tuweze kukaa pamoja nao.
Mbatiani stated some of the factors contributing to the triple threat, including poverty, incest, and patriarchal norms, and to combat these, the Deputy Governor is working with community elders and pushing the Bungoma County Sexual Gender-Based Violence Bill, which aims to establish sexual gender-based violence coordination units.
Katika kaunti yetu ya Bungoma kwa muda mrefu tumekuwa na shida kubwa kwa mambo ya mimba ya mapema, na ninajua ya kwamba hawa wasichana wanapokuja kuongelesha wasichana wetu, hiyo inamaanisha kwamba tunaanza kuona nuru. Maana sisi kama serikali ya county, ombi letu ni kwamba tuweze kuwafikia jamii.
Despite low budget allocation for gender issues, Bungoma County is determined to protect and empower its young girls. Iripga Women's Outreach and Mentorship Program is playing a crucial role in breaking the cycle of harmful practices, promoting education and inspiring collective community efforts to create a safer society.
Tunasema kwamba tunataka tuwe na a balanced community mahali kijana ako empowered, msichana ako empowered, ili tuweze kutembea pamoja. So we want to bring all of them on board, tuongee pamoja kama wazee, kama wamama, kama young professional women and girls, ili tuweze kusaidiana tumaliza haya mambo ya mimba ya mapema.
This comes after the Irifga women have dedicated to fight teenage pregnancy and gender-based violence in Bungoma through education, mentorship and advocacy, empowering young girls for a brighter future. Nyabuti Jael, KUTV.
That story by Nyabuti takes us to a very fast break on the broadcast tonight. Don't go far, we'll be back with more stories.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more, only on Law Matters.
Lola is an app that gives you a chance to watch videos, listen to audios, and read articles wherever you are for free. Motivational stories, dramas, campus life, technology, lifestyle, adventure, sports, academics, jobs, entertainment, and more. Download Lola now on Play Store. All you need, you got Lola.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Anyango, Sylvia.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us this far. Remember to keep engaging with us on X at KUTV_Kenya at Anyango Sylvia KE. Now, founders of orphanages, individuals living with disabilities, and those battling HIV spoke out during a graduation ceremony at the Church of the Lord in Joska, Machakos County, outlining how the rising cost of living has negatively impacted humanitarian activities in Kenya. Despite facing dire shortages in healthcare, food, and essential resources, these leaders have stepped up, demanding immediate government action and support to address these pressing humanitarian needs.
Christine Wamboi Ngige, founder of Hope for Orphans Rescue Center in Joska, stated that they currently cannot access Septrin medication in public hospitals, making it challenging to purchase them. She called on the government to ensure availability of these drugs in public hospitals as they help prevent other diseases for people with compromised immune systems. Her center cares for 46 children.
We see the doctors not having, our clinics not having those medicine. If the children can be getting 900 grams, you can see the child getting 600, of which it is the lowest part. So we are still having the challenge. Like now accepting, and it takes care of the opportunistic infection. We are really having a challenge, and we also like people to come forward. Maybe they can buy for us.
Collins Wasike, founder of Recovery Mission for Life organization, asserted that the lack of laws ensuring wheelchair availability for the disabled being provided free or sold at low prices has also led these people to miss out on education and other opportunities because they cannot walk.
And we can also get a therapy center for persons with disability because most of them are needs of physiotherapy and care. We also need diapers, assistive devices, and anything of the kind to support them.
Elizabeth Karitu, founder of Liz Karitu Foundation, in her role as Deputy Commissioner in Embu County, disclosed that cases of childhood malnutrition continue to rise in the country, so stakeholders need to collaborate to provide training for school children. She affirmed that distributing sanitary pads to school girls will reduce cases of these children missing school.
There were so many issues of girl child pregnancies, early teenage pregnancies, school dropout, and early marriages. And as a lady leader in that society, I took it upon myself to empower girls, to impact lives, because I know once you empower a girl, you empower a woman, you empower a nation.
All were awarded at the Dominion University of Ghana Awards for contributing to community projects in the Church of the Lord in Joska, Machakos County. Victor Washira, KUTV.
The county government of Embu has initiated a program to help farmers diversify their income sources by adopting high-value crops and animals. Embu County Governor Cecile Mbarile emphasized the importance of this program as an alternative aimed at providing farmers with in- and out-season income.
Farmers in Embu County have gained a new method of earning income beyond traditional crops after Kagari Northward in Embu West Sub-County received avocado and macadamia seedlings, dairy goats and beehives. The program, which is funded by the National Agricultural and Rural Inclusive Growth Project, targets farmers affected by the 2019 locust invasion. Speaking at Kagari Northward, Embu County Governor Cecile Mbarire highlighted the importance of diversifying income sources by farming different crops beyond tea and coffee to benefit farmers and reduce reliance on a single income source.
We have seen our farmers focusing a lot on tea and coffee, and we want them to be able to have another crop that they can depend on, so that at any one time in the year, if you're not making money from your coffee or your tea, you're also making money from your avocado, you're making money from your macadamia, and probably from your honey.
Furthermore, Mbarire added that the program aims to provide raw materials for the county aggregation and industrial park under construction in Machanga, Mbere South Sub-County. Additionally, Mbarire urged farmers to join cooperative societies to negotiate better prices for their produce.
Itakuwa rahisi kuuza vitu zako through the cooperative, mahali tutaweza kunegotiate bei mzuri ya mkulima, kuliko kuwa ni mabroka wanaenda kwa mashamba binafsi na unakuta bei ile unaambiwa kama mkulima kwako ni bei kidogo sana.
Farmers in Kagari Northward received the inputs with joy, stating that this program will provide them with a reliable source of income to meet their daily needs.
Itakuwa inanisaidia, nitakuwa nikiweka hata pesa kwa mfuko. Tumefurahia sana.
Mimi leo nilikuwa nimekujia mbuzi wa maziwa, na kwa sababu hii mradi imetusaidia sana, Mheshimiwa Cecile Mbarire amejaribu kutusaidia sana na hii mradi.
This program has brought new hope to farmers in Embu County, enabling them access new sources of income. Mwita Njambi, KUTV.
Joyce Musyoka is one bold woman who used to work in one of the best insurance company in East Africa, earning a good salary, driving a luxurious car, but in a not so easy journey, she decided to pull back, put her profession aside, and venture into her passion, which entailed the manufacturing of natural oils for the skin. Emma Mwangi spent the day with Joyce and filed this report.
At Kahawa Wendani in Kiambu County, we meet Joyce Musyoka, a businesswoman at her workstation. By combining traditional knowledge with modern techniques, Joyce creates products that not only celebrate the richness of African resources, but also manages waste control. Her current signature is Sema Naturals Shea Butter, which is sourced from shea seeds and meticulously transforms them into luxurious butter, marked by its rich, creamy texture and healing properties, especially for skin abnormalities like eczema.
Natural products or natural oils do work. For example, my son has taken after me. He has dry skin, and for that reason, he suffers from a condition called eczema. Before he began using shea butter on his skin, I'm telling you that boy was suffering. Yeah, his skin was itchy, it was full of infection, and it was not really good for him. But when I started using shea butter on his skin, if you see him now, you'll think that he lives in State House. He has the best skin you can ever think of, and if I tell you that he suffers from eczema, you'll think that I'm actually lying.
Joyce's innovation doesn't end with shea butter. She is also working on baobab oil, which after receiving baobab fruits, she separates the good from the bad ones, depulps them from the husk powdered seeds in order to put them in a milling machine which separates the powder from the actual seeds. To extract the oil, she feeds the seeds to an oil expeller, which extracts oil from the seeds, then filters it to get clean oil and free from impurities. One thing that stands out is that Joyce's production is a zero-waste kind of production.
For example, also the baobab shells, they can be used to do something or to manufacture something called briquettes. This artificial, the artificial charcoal, which are very good.
But one would ask, does Joyce face any challenges during her production process?
Once you enter or venture into such a field, you have to double up as an engineer, an electrician, a plumber, a mason, basically everything, because when you buy a machine, you have to understand as the owner of the machine how it operates. When this breaks down or when the machine behaves like this, what am I supposed to do?
Before getting here, Joyce previously worked as a senior staff in one of the best insurance companies in East Africa, spending her days in conference rooms and paperwork. But despite her success, Joyce couldn't resist a consistent call to resign and venture into self-employment.
It takes a lot of effort and support from families and friends when you transition from one of the best insurance companies in East Africa to self-employment.
When the time came for Joyce to announce her exit from her insurance job, she faced a wave of criticism from those closest to her and a repetitive question of why abandon a stable career for an uncertain future. Her family and boss's reactions were a testament to how unconventional her decision was.
Everybody around me thought I was bewitched or something was wrong with me. For example, my mom thought I was bewitched. My sisters thought that I was losing my mind, you know. My friends didn't really get to understand what had got into me, because they were like, how can you quit a stable job like this to go, do something that you don't even know what the future holds for you? So it was not an easy thing. And you see, every time you share your idea with somebody and they're all against it, you get scared because you start thinking, am I making the wrong decision, you know?
It helps conserve the environment.
From Musyoka's story, we've got to learn that you can still chase your passion while still pursuing your profession. Such bold steps need a lot of research, hard work, and dedication. From Sema Naturals, Emma Mwangi, KUTV.
Indeed, the future is always bountiful for risk takers. But when do you know the risk you're taking is helpful or it's a waste of time? On that note, we are taking a very short break. We'll be back with sports.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepo pasi vuguvugu. Pepo pa ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, ndio inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Shuka akawa tuzo, ukakamavu wake ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke akabaini jinsi ya kuweni. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake nami Caroline Kimwele.
They are powerful and influential. They make decisions in politics, education, finance, agriculture, health, sports, and all aspects of human life. But the impact of their decisions falls on you, the common citizen. KUTV Primetime News Thursday. We ask bold questions and pursue answers to the core to bring you closer to the story. We couldn't have it any other way. Join me, Auma Evans, as I raise matters of social concern to raise your voice from the background to the foreground. Every Thursday and Saturday at 9 p.m. only on KUTV.
Welcome back, and in sports tonight, Lewis Hamilton has once again etched his name into the history books, claiming his record 200th podium finish at the Hungarian Grand Prix. The seven-time world champion secured third place for Mercedes despite a dramatic collision with Red Bull's three-time champion Max Verstappen in the closing stages up the race. The British Formula One racing driver is set to jump from Mercedes to rival Ferrari at the end of the 2024 season. And the world 10,000 meter silver medalist Daniel Simiyu is set to make his full marathon debut at Chicago Marathon on Sunday, October 13th. Simiyu had hoped to secure a spot on the Kenya Olympic team in the 10,000 meters, but visa issue caused a last-minute arrival in the US for the Prefontaine Classic. Despite this setback and a fall during the race, Simiyu managed to finish in 8th place, clocking 27 hours, 24 minutes and 33 seconds. That is it from us. Thank you so much for choosing KUTV and for staying with us this far. Our sign language interpreter tonight has been Sami Okello and Anyango Sylvia. Have a good night.